If you are thinking about becoming a real estate agent in 2022, this is the video for you. I'm gonna go over my steps and my blueprint on what I would do if I was starting over as a brand new agent in 2022. So let's dive right into the video. I started my real estate career about 7 years ago. And back then, it was tough getting started as a new agent. So now, things are even tougher. We are dipping our toe into a recession, and if you want to do this full time, you have to get a blueprint and you have to get a game plan in place to make sure your business is successful and produces enough income to keep you operating full time. So I want to go over my quick blueprint to get you started and make you a successful agent in the next 12 months. So let's dive right into it. So step number one, you're going to want to get a CRM. Now you might be wondering, what is a CRM and why do I even need this for my business? Well, a CRM is basically a business in a box for a real estate agent, and it's your most important tool. In fact, my team and myself, we use our CRM on a daily basis. Now, CRM is just basically a fancy acronym for Customer Relation Management System. And basically what that does is it allows you to put all your leads, all your phone numbers, all your emails in one place and keep it organized and keep notes and keep track of where everything is in your pipeline. And as a sales professional, you have to be super organized and you have to know where your deal flow is and when you need to follow up with certain leads. So a CRM doesn't have to be super expensive. There are many different CRM softwares out there that you can get for a very low cost, especially as an individual agent that's going to be running as a solo agent. Now, if you have a real estate team, things can get a lot more expensive because you have to have all these CRMs linking together. You have to have different flows. But as a brand new agent just starting out, you don't have to worry about that. Just get something simple, get something basic, and get something that's not going to cost you a lot of money. What I would suggest is checking out LionDesk. They offer a good product. We personally use Follow Up Boss and it's been an excellent experience, and they have a really dynamic, user-friendly CRM. And I highly recommend you look at them as well. But buy something that fits into your budget. Don't overextend and don't buy something that you can't afford. But if you can afford to get the Follow Up Boss system, I would recommend that. LionDesk, I've also heard really good things about. And there's a lot of other good systems like KV Core and so on and so forth that you can get and look into. But the easiest way to do it is just to get a couple top CRMs, call them, explore, the features and see which one you like best. Don't overcomplicate it, just get the ball rolling. And in most cases, if you decide you don't like that CRM, you can export all your leads from that CRM and put them into a new one. So you're not married to this for life, but just pick something that's affordable and user-friendly. Number two, this is a very important one, and this is lead sources. There are so many different lead sources that you can buy and so many marketing companies that are trying to sell you leads in 2022. Back when I got started, the environment was a little different. You could buy high quality leads for $10, $20, sometimes even $30 a lead, which is very inexpensive. Right now, there are some lead companies that are charging $200, $300, $400 per lead. Now, be very careful. When you're a new real estate agent, these companies can drive you broke. These bills come in on a monthly basis, and if you're not closing property, you're going to put yourself in a bad situation. Now, you might be wondering, what do you do if you don't have a sphere of influence or you have nobody like friends and family that are gonna buy from you in the near future? Well, I would suggest that you don't sit back and wait for business to come your way. That's something that a lot of people do, and that's how a lot of people fail. Back when I started, I had the same situation. I was only 22 years old, and being a 22-year-old real estate agent is a tall task. A lot of your friends are renting, and the people that are older that want to buy or sell, they're probably not going to use you because they know how young you are, and they're not going to put their highest worth asset in your hands, especially as someone that's brand new that doesn't have much experience. They're probably just not going to take the risk, and that's understandable. But if you're starting out, you don't have a big sphere of influence, I would highly suggest you get something lower priced that gives you the ability to prospect and reach out to multiple people and really put the work in. Because when you start out, you're gonna have to do the legwork. When I started out, I did buy leads, but leads were $20, $30 a piece. It was well worth it. I also door knocked. That was free. I just had to print flyers and go out and knock on doors. I got clients from that. In fact, a client that I just closed on last week, I met them from door knocking, right? So door knocking can be a powerful thing, and it can also be something, aside from the cost of gas and the cost of flyers, is very cheap to do. Now, there's also something else you can do. If you don't want to knock on doors and you don't want to be out there like that, you can circle prospect, or you can call for sale by owners and expired leads. To do this, you're going to want to get a prospecting system. This will usually come with a dialer. This will come with the data. So you're going to get the name, the phone number, the property addresses. And this is a great way to get seller leads and listings. So what I would suggest, that the product we use is called Vulcan 7. There's an affiliate link down in the description below. You can click the link, check it out, fill your information out, and somebody from Vulcan 7 will give you a call and explain it further and how it can kind of grow your business. But that's what I would suggest at first. I wouldn't spend a lot of money on leads. Some agents spend $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month on leads, and this can put you in a bad situation, especially if you don't have a ton of money in savings and you're just getting started. Number 3, I want to talk to you about doubling down on hard skills. If you're starting out in 2022, you probably know this is one of the harder times to start your career in real estate. We're heading towards a recession, interest rates are rising, and inventory is low. So the buyers that are out there are fighting for the same houses, and then the houses that are out there, they're starting to get to that tipping point where price reductions are starting to happen little by little, and the ones that are priced right are usually super competitive, and you're going to have to beat a couple listing agents to sign those listings because the seller's probably going to interview multiple people. So I would say double down on your skills. If you're starting out and you're brand new, you want to spend time every day focusing on scripts. You want to spend time every day actively prospecting and using those scripts. And then you want to spend some time every day with a role play partner, ideally going through your listing presentation and your buyer presentation. Now, this can be as easy as sitting down and doing a role play and saying, hey, they're the buyer and you're the agent, or hey, you're the buyer and they're the agent, and you just go back and forth. And it's gonna stink at first. It's gonna be uncomfortable at first, and you're probably not going to want to do it. But if you can lock in with a couple tight-knit partners and help yourself sharpen your skills, you're going to put yourself in a great situation, especially while the market shifts, and you can kind of shine as the go-to agent that's really knowledgeable and people feel comfortable working with. Number 4, I want to talk about working with listings. When I first started, I was told by my mentor to work with buyers because buyers are easier, they're less picky, and ultimately they're a little easier to win over. They're more like manual labor versus a skilled trade. So when you go in to get a listing, you're probably going to compete with multiple people. You're going to have to be excellent with your presentation, and you're going to have to win that person over with your experience and your advice. Whereas when you work with buyers, it's a little easier. You do the buyer consultation, they're probably going to want to work with you. You go out, you show them houses, you might have to run around to 30 or 40 houses, but eventually they're probably going to buy something and you get a commission. So it's a lot easier to get your foot in the door working with buyers than sellers because it's just a lot less competitive. But I would say if you're a new agent in 2022, especially considering there's low inventory and the buyers that are out there are kind of all fighting for the same houses, to save yourself the burnout factor and to really get your career off the ground quick and make commissions as fast as possible, I would highly recommend you double down and become a strong listing agent. Because in any market, no matter if we're in a recession or we're in a boom, the listing agents win. And I wish I knew that when I first started. Number 5, I want to talk to you about the importance of reserves. Try to save 12 months reserves as quick as possible and keep that money there. I'm a big advocate on investing. I believe it's important to take the money you earn and then make that money work for you by investing in things that can produce a return on investment. But with that being said, I wish I knew that with real estate sales comes hard times. You're gonna have boom times and you're gonna have bust times. And during those tough times, it's important to have access to 12 months of working capital. So the way you find this number is you wanna basically look at your business expenses, your personal expenses, add those together, and then times it by 12. That's the amount of money that you should aim to have at all times in a savings account. Now, once you get over that number, then yes, of course, you should probably invest and find things where, you'll get your money multiplying and working for you. But as a real estate agent, you're in a market that's turbulent. And some months you might have a huge boom. Other months you might not sell anything at all. And you have to be realistic with yourself, and you have to know these things, and you have to be prepared for tough times. And if you want to be an agent that lasts through the tough times, it's important to save reserves and structure your business in a way that protects you from the downside. If you like this kind of content for real estate entrepreneurs, smash the like button and subscribe. We come out with weekly content for real estate entrepreneurs. And if you like this kind of content geared to help you grow your business, make sure you subscribe. We have more videos coming your way. Thanks again for tuning in.